Hi, Shalom everyone, Shabbat Shalom. We are in Parshat Re'eh, this Shabbat over here. What a place. We're talking all about animals in this week's Parshat. We're actually in the Biblical Museum here in the city of Bet Shemesh to actually say some words, because we know that Parshat Re'eh is going to provide two signs whereby we know that an animal may be eaten. Now what is that? It means it's to chew its cud and has cloven hooves over here. Now when a person eats any type of food, let's say be it animal, vegetable or mineral, the food becomes part of his flesh or his blood also respectively over here. By eating it, a person fulfills the purpose of its creation, that it's incorporated, let's say, within a man itself. Now there are certain aspects of man that are similar to the mineral, vegetable and animal states, let's say. Then there are those components that make a man a totally, let's say, disparate entity. It is these latter elements that make man a unique being, a thinking, and let's just say a speaking being, or a medaber, as they say also. Now just as mineral, vegetable and animal parts of the world attain, let's say, their maximum potential when they are incorporated into human beings over here, so too within man as well. Those aspects that resemble the mineral, vegetable and animal are not the man's purpose. His purpose lies in his unique quality as a medaber over here. The proper destiny of his other facets is that they come to be encompassed within the attribute of a medaber, as we were stating before, this terminology. Thus, physical man's true purpose is to become, as it were, incorporated within the supernal man. He accomplishes this by fulfilling the mission entrusted to him by a supernal man. For when one acts as God's emissary, his agent of God, and fulfills the mission with which he's been entrusted with, a person becomes, as it were, similar to him. That's what the terminology is saying over here. So too the purpose of the mineral, the vegetable and animal in man is that they be elevated and incorporated within a supernal man. This is accomplished through man's use of them for the purpose for which they were brought into the world, into existence over here. Man's challenge in this world, let's just say, is thus to take, let's say, his animalistic inclinations, like the Yetzer Hara, like let's say, which by nature draw a person away from spirituality, and incorporate them into holiness, into Kedusha. In order to know whether a person is serving Hashem, God, properly, and elevating the animal within him, or is being drawn down by it, the Torah gives us two specific signs over here, which we spoke about. Man's natural tendency is to serve God, let's say, whether through love and kindness, ahava and chesed, or with awe and severity over here. When man is able to serve with both attributes over here, it is an indication that he is serving him not by force of habit, but out of true devotion. Were he serving, let's just say, over here, it depends. We've got to serve Hashem with every single specific, with our Yetzer Tov, and use these inclinations. But let's say, were he serving God merely as a matter or routine, like something happenstance over here, it would be impossible to display the same degree of vitality in both kinds of service. This, let's say, in itself, true service in elevating the animal within the man is indicated by the cloven hooves it's talked about in the parsha. The service is kosher, since both sides, the aspect of love and kindness on the one side, as well as the aspect of awe and severity on the other, are divided equally. Now thus, since man is involved, let's say, with the darkness of physical world, he can never be too sure that he is serving God appropriately in the correct fashion. Even when he observes that his hooves are cloven, he cannot rely on merely a cursory examination. It is therefore necessary that he behave like an animal, chewing its cud, and review and inspect his spiritual service again and again, so as to be sure that he is indeed serving properly and not favouring one form of service over the other. So the more general sense over here, these signs, which are the Kashrut signs in this week's parasha, teach us that before engaging in physical activities, we must be sure that we are not doing so simply for the sake of physical pleasure over here. It's got to be, but for a spiritual end, a spiritual means over here. Moreover, we should check repeatedly to be sure that all our actions are truly performed for the sake of heaven, l'shem shamayim, respectively. It's got to be. And this actually is based on Likutei Sichot, actually using some excellent notes from the Chabad website over here on Parshat Re'eh. So on this note, I'm going to wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. We're actually in the Biblical Museum in the city of Bet Shemesh, actually in the Shofarot section over here as a special treat. So I'm surrounded by shofars and techelet over here, and there's different animals the heads of animals all right behind me. We're actually at the moment in the hall of the Shabbat. So wishing you Shabbat Shalom. Take care and watch your space for more fantastic content.